All right, guys. Oh, all right. Whatever. Who cares? Fantasy football update, but recording this during the Brazil-Serbia game. Neymar with a super close penalty kick, about 25 yards out. Oh no. All right. Never mind. That was lame and boring. Neymar. Oh, that was yeah. Well, he had to. He had to put it that far up. Okay. All right, guys. This is week 11. You're welcome. Today, you know what? This week we could all be thankful that I didn't take another 6 weeks to do the next recap. Ooh, in the corner, still in play. Dude, Serbia putting up a surprising fight against Brazil today. Still 0-0 at the start of the second half. All right. So, yeah, I'm watching the game, obviously. I guess go Brazil. I don't really care, but I have this cheap-ass jersey that I'd like to pretend I got in Brazil in 2014, but I honestly got it Ross like 16 years ago. I was in college, I think, when I got this cheap-ass thing. But you know what? It's a good workout shirt, and it's comfortable. So, all right, anyways, welcome to week 11, both Thanksgiving and World Cup themed. I was like writing up my recap, and then I realized I was writing up World Cup references, and I was like, oh yeah, it's also Thanksgiving. So you know what? Maybe Gronku and I can come up with some impromptu Thanksgiving references to throw in, because who doesn't like to talk about a great holiday that has no bad connotations for the natives that live here. All right, so I got Gronku on top of the soccer ball that I got in Brazil for the World Cup, and then I got my Brazil. Oh no, Gronku, you got too drunk again watching the games. I got my Brazil 2014 scarf hanging above me, which is always hanging above me in these videos, but I'll just pretend I put it up especially for this recording and for the next recordings. And then, yeah. So, and then, of course, I know what you guys all come here for. Here, look at the camera. The people want to see you, Gronku. What the people really come here for is knowing about my Formula One fantasy. And I actually, we end up tying, me and another person ended up tying the exact amount of points. Like, it's like 3,000 and like 416 points or something. It was really weird that we tied. But what we're going to do is my buddy has a really good race simulator, and we're going to go and do a race off like on the simulator, even though both of us are shit at simulators. So, but anyways, I guess the second thing we're here for is the fantasy football recap, and I'm already 3 minutes in. Holy shit! Okay, all right, game one. Geri, I think, put in the final coffin, put the final nail in the coffin for my season, beating me by almost 40. Like France just beating Australia in dominant fashion, Geri ended up taking a firm grip on this game early on. Without some of my key players because of injuries, and Lamar Jackson, who has just honestly been mediocre since the first like 3 or 4 weeks. I just couldn't keep up with the solid performance from Geri's team. Jimmy G not only collected the numbers of all of the cheerleaders on the Golden State Warriors, but he also gets 25 points. And Naji Harris, also 25 points for Geri. Just makes it, just cannot compete against that. Also, it's really funny watching Jimmy G at a Golden State Warriors game, and all the cheerleaders of the Golden State Warriors just like going out of their way to like shake his hand. And yeah, good for him. That guy's living the dream. All right, game 2. Kevin beats Chris in a battle of the elite tight ends, even though Chris's Kelce, it is Kelce now, right? Instead of Kelce, whatever. He got 32 and beat Kittle by 10 points, who got 22. Both got good scores. But in the end, the rest of Chris's squad mostly crapped the bed, and Kevin won by 20. Just like Mo Salah of Egypt found out he was unable to get his team into the World Cup, Chris learned that one great player isn't enough to win a game by themselves consistently. Oh, Brazil in. Okay. Woo. All right, Brazil coming alive here in the second half, looking a lot more dominant like they should. We'll see if Serbia can get any type of just play deep defense and then just throw out that long shot further up. Okay, sorry. Okay, game 3, surprise of the week. Claire takes down Kelce by 17. Like Argentina being surprised by Saudi Arabia, the game was. This game was all over the place. Like both QBs did really well, but otherwise, like every other position and player was just like they either were shit or they actually did really well. So ultimately, Kelce couldn't make up the numbers to overcome 2 players in negative points, and then she takes her first loss. After I'm sure just the players were just really tired against playing Kim last week, in that battle of the ambience, and then it's just like one of those things that you get to let down coming off of a big game, and you just can't put it together. So game 4, Pat squashes the streaking Tim by 40 points, winning comfortably and easily, like England over Iran. Pat gets good running back play from both Tony Pollard and Jamal Williams, who combined for nearly 60. Tim, he got Devontae Adams, who got 30 points himself, but Pat's defense also beat Tim's Vikings by over 20. Pat basically locking up that third place spot in the playoffs. So the top team not to get a bye in the first round. So game 5, Kim destroys Gaetano by 60 and gets the $5 this week with 144 points. Like Spain embarrassing Costa Rica, Joe Burrow and her running backs played beautiful tiki-taka and took down Gaetano, who mostly underperformed across the board, outside defense and kickers. Yeah, you like that? Yeah, it's a good old 2010 tiki-taka Spain reference. Oh, so good. God, so good. You can't not drink and watch these games, but I love it. It's fantastic. I love being able to just have something in the background that's a lot of fun to watch until 1 o'clock. All right. Finally, game 6. Oh wait, no. Oh yeah, Gaetano, your defense and kickers were good, but a good defense and kicking might be good for the World Cup, but not for fantasy football. All right. Yeah, I know. It didn't flow well. Yeah, I forgot to say it, but it was a good joke. I had to say it at some point. I wrote it up. Okay. Finally, last game, game 6, in our only close game of the week. Ryan beats Vanessa by 9. Like Belgium, who looked flat-footed at first and surprised by a young, energetic Canadian team, but who ultimately win when they are kind of weirdly ranked number 2 according to FIFA rankings. Anyway, not that FIFA rankings really mean anything. Ryan escapes a terrible wide receiver performance and is rescued by 18 points from the Baltimore defense. Vanessa plays decently at most positions, but has to try to spin this disappointing close loss into motivation to win the next game. Also, go Canada. Man, they should have at least tied that game. And I think we can all agree, their first World Cup since 1986. Let's all root for our neighbors to the north. I mean, they were playing great. And that's against Belgium, who, is one of the favorites to win it all. So, all right, hopefully they get together. Okay, summary. Up to week 11. So the playoff picture is really getting solidified here. Kelce, Kim, Pat are basically locked into the top 3 spots in that order. With our lovely K-named ladies are going to be getting the bye in that first week. Gaetano is basically guaranteed a playoff spot at this point because even if he loses games, he has the third or the second most points in the league, so he'll at least get that 6th spot. And that basically leaves 1 spot for Claire to try to hold on to with 6 wins, and then Tim and Geri are just 1 game behind if she slips up. And then that 6th place where it's whoever has the highest points out of the rest of the players, that is looking to go to Ryan, but Tim is only 20 points behind him. So Tim, if he has another 200-game week, he could definitely make up that difference. So even if he doesn't get the 5th place over Claire, he could still take that spot away from Ryan. So, and then, who does that leave? It leaves Geri. Oh, no, sorry. It leaves me, Vanessa, Gaetano, and then Kevin, and then who am I forgetting? Whatever. We're all basically. Oh, Chris. Chris has like a long shot. He has 4 wins, so he's 2 games behind Claire to get in. He's not going to get in on points, I think, in that 6 spots. But if Claire and Tim and Geri all mess up and Chris wins all the next 3 games, we're only 3 games away, guys, from the playoffs. And then he could. But anyways, probably not. Anyways, all right, guys. Again, 3 more weeks, including this one, until week 14, which is when playoffs start. So, good luck to everybody. I'm basically out, but I'm just going to be enjoying these playoffs. You know what? Maybe I'm having such a fun time doing these. Maybe I'll just tank on purpose and do recaps again next year. All right, guys. Hey, happy Thanksgiving, everyone. And if you haven't been watching the World Cup stuff, watch it because it's worth it. You can watch it for free on Peacock. It's in Spanish. At least here, maybe it's like a San Diego thing because of location that I can watch for free in Spanish here. Anyways, but it's worth it. Wasn't even really that pumped up for this World Cup because I wasn't really even paying attention to it, and then it's a weird time of year for it, and then of course all the weird, like, terrible atrocities that Qatar and this whole fucked up thing is doing. But it gets you going. It's really fun to watch the games. The sport should not be penalized by FIFA and Qatar. There's other ways to penalize them for all this. So, Brazil puts it away right at the end of the recap video. See, Neymar was like, dude, I know Jim is recapping, and I need to make sure I slide it in before he's done. He wants to get in that week 11 recap. Man, a lot of beautiful people from Brazil. And there were, was that Neymar? Who the fuck was that? That's not Neymar. I don't even know who the fuck that is. All right. Anyways, good for him. Richarlison. Not Rich Arlison, but Richarlison. Okay, anyways. Great. New record. 13-minute recap. All right. Bye, guys.